Hey up lads and lasses, Damphyre here, back again with some more Infinite Lagrange. Today I want to take a bit more of a look into the FSV. I picked one up from the trade post, so I want to go through it. I've also found out from numerous comments now that I can look at the modules if I go into the event where it is and go through the box that way. So we'll do that as well. I just want to quickly show you this, look. It's got a different model. So that's pretty cool when the fleet's moving around instead of the really badly done CTG. So that's a nice little thing, I guess. So we'll jump into here and we'll have a quick look at the sort of what you can upgrade on it and stuff like that. So we'll start off with the integrated support platform. So it has 40 custom mods. It's got a repair queue of 1. I don't quite understand what it means by a repair queue of 1. Does that mean it can only repair one ship at a time, is what I'm guessing? We will find that out in this video, by the way. I've taken a bit of damage on this fleet. I am next to a place where I can supply to do the repairs, so we will check that out. So we can increase the repair speed by 2.5%. We can double that. How many slots have we got here? We got 5. We got a prefab module cost for quick repairs by 2.5. That's actually not bad, because that'll be, what, 2.5 times 4, 8, 10. 10%. So 10% reduction for prefab module costs. Could save you a fair few, potentially, depending on how much damage your fleet's taken and stuff like that. You can use the quick repair modules to just instantly repair ships, and that's why I thought I'd mention that one quick. We got speed up auxiliary ship supply by 8.5%, increase auxiliary ship supply speed by 8.5%. Why did they word these differently when they do the same thing? Speed up auxiliary ship supply, increase auxiliary ship supply speed. That is the same thing. I don't know why they word things differently. I might point that out to the devs. Just make them both speed up auxiliary ship supply by 8.5%. Makes more sense. We have the increases custom module storage for auxiliary ships by 5 as well, which is quite nice. And lastly, we have increase all cannon damage by 2.5%. Really not worth running. Probably what you're going to be trying to run is both the double repair speeds, probably both the supplies, and then the custom module storage as well. It's probably what I would run. So yeah, that's probably what you're going for on that, in those slots for the enhancements. We have the Frigate Production. So this is an interesting one. I was talking a little bit about with some guys on my Discord server about this. And I think we've generally come to the agreement that the frigate version isn't worth running. It has the fleet cap problem. You can generally pump out the frigates and stuff faster at your base, and if it isn't a frigate destroyer fleet, it's going to be quick, so you can get back to base and then back out to the fight quick enough. A lot of the time, you move your base onto the front line anyway. So, you know, the repair functionality of this, I'm not so sure on yet. Will it allow you to, you know, leave your base in a safer position rather than being on the front line? That's a possibility that could still be, you know, useful. And this ship hold capacity of 60, it doesn't really matter. It's still based off the fleet cap CP, so you can't go over the fleet cap CP. Nor, which what I was kind of hoping for, would it have a separate amount of built ships. So, for example, if you had 10 Xenos in the fleet, you could build another 10 on this, and then you'd have 20 Xenos, which would be pretty ridiculous, admittedly, but at the same time, would have been kind of cool to be able to produce maybe a little bit extra of some of the other ships that you use regularly. So here we have increased production speed. I have not personally built anything on this yet, but I have heard of people saying it's very, very slow. So upgrading the production speed is going to be useful to here. Again, they've reworded things that do the same thing twice, but these are identical, basically. Reduce the UE coin cost for auxiliary ship production. Again, the same thing, reducing the cost of how much how much it costs to. So it costs UE coin as well as the materials. to build from this, which we'll see in a bit. You have the add max command points owned for auxiliary ships by 8. Again, I don't think this is worth it, because corvettes and stuff don't cost any CP, so running the corvette one, and you're more likely to lose your corvettes over the frigates and stuff. You're probably looking at running the frigate version or the fighter version, and the command points isn't going to be useful for you at all. Even here, with increasing it by 5 times, you're going to get an extra 40 there, bringing you up to 100 CP that this can hold. But again, I'm not 100% certain that that is at all going to be useful to you anyway, because it's only going to really affect the frigate version. And yeah, the frigate version, I just don't see the point of a little bit. We then have the warning control ship. This is, I've still not got any info back from the devs if this is meant to be torpedoes and missiles, not double torpedo, because that's at the moment saying it's 16% torpedo reduction, well, hit rate from torpedoes by 16%. So basically 16% dodge rate for your back row ships. Yeah, I'm not really sure if that's going to, if it's meant to be missiles or not. They haven't got back to me, so I'll update that as and when I find out. However, we do have these ones: reduced chance of back row ships in the fleet being hit by projectile weapons by 4%. That's really nice. Mid row ships 4%, same weapon systems, and back row ships by slow weapons by 4%. In my opinion, you're picking up these two, the back row and the mid row, from projectile weapons by 4%, so that's 8% each. That's just a nice little bonus, and bear in mind that your mid-row ships, if you are running this in a fleet like I am, are things like Reliats. So they're now getting an extra 16% dodge rate, which is huge. They're just going to dodge even more stuff from projectile weapons, which is absolutely fantastic. And anything running back into the mid-row from your front row is now going to get a bonus little 16% dodge rate against projectile weapons. In my opinion, that should be picked up first before you pick up the back row ships. That's probably is my opinion there. I mean, the extra dodge rate on the back row ships, you've got Xenos back there, so that's a nice little buff to them as well. So definitely worth trying either of these out. You can pick up both anyway, so I'd probably pick up this one first. I may even consider picking that up first before I pick up any of the production speed bonuses or anything like that. On the propulsion, similar to most carriers, we have when the ship falls to 20% HP, it has an evasion for 40%. For 40 seconds, only triggers once per battle. It's a nice little added bonus. I don't personally run it on my CV3K. If my ship's going to die, it's going to die. Yes, the dodge rate's going to be nice, but by that point, most of the time, I've lost all of its carrying capability because everything's been blown out the bloody sky, and I'm looking to probably retreat my ships anyway. I do occasionally just sit there and just tank it, and just until either someone comes in and helps me or I just get blown up because it's funny. But yeah, the cruising speed brings you to about 800 propulsion speed on your cruise, which puts it in line to go really nicely into frigate destroyer fleets as either a reinforcement or maybe straight into them. So that's definitely worth checking out. You can ignore the warp speed for the most part. It sucks not being able to pick up some warp speed here a little bit for its maneuverability to get into battles and that kind of stuff. But having this cruising speed is going to be really nice, and it's going to work really well with the 850 speed fleet. You are bringing the total speed down of that fleet, but it's just going to do it. It's not too bad at the end of the day, and for what you're getting, 16% flat bonuses to back row and mid row dodge rates basically, and then on top of that you're getting the ability to repair when outside of bases. You're getting loads of really cool, interesting features with this ship, and this is the base one as well, which is really interesting because we know that we've seen there's things that you can get added hit rate. Now you can have added hit rate instead of the warning and control system. Can't remember what it's called, but it sits up here instead, and then that's like a back row bonus to your hit rate. Callisto's a back row, Xenos a back row, and Xenos have high hit rate already. Imagine if they're at 100%, they're just going to be nomming through things like no one's business. So the functionality of this ship, I think, is less so on the repairing stuff, and it's more so on that one system, giving back row buffs and mid row buffs. Armor system. So we're sat at 160k HP, which is actually pretty good with 15% energy shield and 90 armor. We can additionally increase this by 25 extra armor per one upgrade, so that's 3 upgrades, 75 armor, 150 extra armor, bringing you, is that just shy of 240? 240 armor. 240 armor, 1 extra slot. Pick up the extra energy resistances, probably, in my opinion, there for an extra 10%. Brings it 25% armor and 240 armor and 25% energy res. That's a pretty solid amount of armor and stuff. In this case, I wouldn't probably pick up the HP over the armor. It's just due to the case that it's only a 16,000 increase for each one of these maxed out. So you're still going to be reasonably squidgy. So having the extra armor, I think, will be helping you out there. That's just off the top of my head rather than trying to check through the calculation. But yeah, so overall, a pretty fantastic ship. And just, you know, like I said, the buffs that it's providing are really nice. So back to my fleet. So this is the 850 fleet that I've shown off a couple of times now. You know, it's got the Reliant stealths in the mid-row to tank mid-row. We got plenty of Eris's and Tauruses up front to tank and just deal absolute absurd amounts of damage. We got my Guardians carrying in Cellular Defenders and also Nebula Chaser Pulses. I have a pair of the AC-721s in here. They are carrying the Levy, which is quite nice. I'm just testing this. I don't know if it's any good yet. At the current moment, its damage is kind of underwhelming, but I think that could just be because of lack of tech points, and I can't get any tech points on it because I have to buy it from the trade hub because I don't have any luck at all and open 20 boxes and get none of the new ships. Either way, you can see I have taken a wee bit of damage here. So you can see the repair is locked. Oh, just a note, this is how you build. You click here and, you know, you can... If I wasn't at max capacity, you could build. You can see here we got the UE coin costs here to build some of this stuff as well. I believe it's just 2,000 for all of these. So that's quite nice. It's not really that expensive. And you can see we've also got our cost there for metal and stuff like that. The repair is blocked. That's because we need to go into supply mode. To go into supply mode, you need to be near an asteroid, hit the supply button, hit the Leviathan fleet, which is the one that's got my FSV in. It'll fly over and start supplying, and it'll let me repair. Now, this is the feature that I think's actually might not be as good as I originally thought. Here's our front line at the current moment. Here's my base. you can see where I'm like, well, even if I lose ships and stuff, I can build them back here, and I've got three normal shipyards to build frigates and destroyers in, and then I have my capital shipyard to build my carriers and cruisers in. So I'm kind of at the same time going, is that really worth it? Potentially not. Now, if I was in my original spot, which is back up here, and I still had my base up here, and it was all fine, and I was using my base there more for like to pull fleets back to quickly protect my AMP and leave my main fleet out back down here in combat. That's where this repair function might be a little bit more useful. So we are now in, you can see here that it's going to take 8 hours to fully resupply, which is a long time. And if we go into here and we go into view, we now have the repair function, and we need prefab modules in here to do the repair function as well. Oh, well, there you go. So you need the repair function to be the resupply function to be working on top of having repair modules. And yeah, it is a single ship at a time. It can, as you can see though, repair ships larger than itself. So we've got the carriers here that it can repair, and you can see every other damaged thing, including corvettes, fighters, and bombers, and my frigates and destroyers able to repair here. So you will have to stack this up. I'm guessing this will be more efficient than just using the instant repair, but it is something to note. You will need prefab modules in here to repair. But yeah, other than that, it's an interesting ship. Again, we will have to see and check out the other modules as and when people get them and can send them over to me so I can have a look. I got a couple of guys I can ping and who they might have probably maxed them by now, so I will definitely drop them a message and see if I can get hold of a, say, maxed out one or something that's got all the modules unlocked and stuff, so we can have a bit more of a look around and see what's going on with the modules there a bit. As we know that there's a frigate variant, a corvette variant, a fighter variant, and that seems to be sort of like the M1 weapon or the M1 slot. So that's M1, M2, M3 and stuff like that. I went through that in the other video, so if you want to go check that out, where I go through and we have a look at some of the other modules that are available on this ship, do check that out, because I do go through all the ones that are in the trading post, and there's a few extra modules that we can definitely figure out there. So, with all that done and said, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment down below. Tell me what you think about this ship. I'm still 50-50 on it. The buffs and stuff are amazing. This repairability and stuff, I kind of see what they wanted to do with it. At the same time, it's kind of awkward to pull off. I've had to pull my fleet off the front line to go find an asteroid, to go mine. And then I didn't realize I need prefabs in here anyway. So I need the prefabs in here anyway. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Other than that, have a good one, guys. And I'll catch you next time.